Welcome to the Flight Club Podcast, a woman's guide to leaning out. We give you a behind-the-scenes look at business launch and growth through the stories of successful female entrepreneurs. Here's your host, Felina Hansen, founder and CEO of Hera Hub.
Hello and welcome. I'm excited to have a conversation today with Mindy Flanagan. After re-careering out of the training and career development field, Mindy was ready to make her avocation her vocation, and together with her husband, Jerry, launched Tour Freely, a GPS audio tour company. The tours are storytelling experiences of select Southern California destinations where the history, heritage, and lifestyle of the areas comes to life, creating an engaging opportunity to have a greater appreciation for the region. And as a career coach and trainer, she was focused on helping others explore themselves, helping them find their spark and follow their bliss. And she is now on a parallel path, helping others explore and follow their wanderlust and their curiosity. Welcome to the show today, Mindy.
Thank you so much for having me, Felina. It's truly a joy to be here. And I've listened to your podcast and they're wonderful and they're phenomenal stories that provide the opportunity for all of us to mine the wisdom from other people's stories to really reflect on our own lives. So bravo to you for this great podcast.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun. I've been doing this now for 10 years. So
wow,
we have a lot of really great stories to share. So let's dive in. You are one of those very rare San Diego natives.
Yes.
Awesome. And still live in our beautiful city. Talk to us about why you decided to stay in San Diego to go to school. You went to UCSD, is that right?
No, I actually, was born and raised here. And then for college, I went off to Boulder, Colorado.
Okay. And then eventually landed in Santa Barbara, is that right?
And then I ultimately graduated from Santa Barbara with a degree in psychology. And from there, I came back to San Diego at that point and started a master's program here in San Diego in social work. But the program at the time was on a track system and they had 4 tracks. And I said, I'll take healthcare. And they're like, no, we're out of healthcare. And I said, okay, I'll take mental health. Nope, we're out of mental health. You're doing aging. Here's your schedule. You do this for 2 years. And I thought, wow, I really believe in following your passion and doing what you're excited about. And I thought, why would I spend 2 years doing something that I didn't pick, somebody else picked for me? So I didn't stay with that program. So I was really at a career crossroads at that point. But I always knew I loved teaching, and I ended up studying Maria Montessori. She was changing the lives of these kids on the streets of Italy, and I was fascinated by what she was doing with the Montessori teaching method. So I became a Montessori school teacher for a year, but that wasn't sustainable because as much fun as it is and as cute as those kids are, they sit on your lap and they sneeze in your face and you're sick the whole year. So I had to make a move from there, but I wanted to stay in teaching because I really loved group dynamics. I was really fascinated by working with a group of adults and helping them change their lives. But I had a terrible fear of public speaking. So I ended up thinking, well, I've got to get over this. And so through a lot of hard work, I overcame that fear of public speaking and was able to pursue my dream of becoming a trainer and working in HR as well. So I really had to realize, you kind of, as you know, you've talked about this before, you can't wait for the confidence, you can't wait for the courage. You've just got to, as they say, feel the fear and do it anyway. and behave your way to success. So
I like that.
um,
Behave your way to success. I like that.
yes, it's the old fake it till you make it, right?
Yes, exactly.
And so you take those baby steps and you get through it. And so it was great. So I worked in training for the East County Career Center for many years, and from there I went the corporate route and did training for, switched over to work for McDonald's Corporation and did training in the HR department and the training department there, and did that for a couple of years. But when 9/11 hit, they were basically closing the San Diego region, and then all of the meetings would be in LA. And I had 3 kids, and I was running a rental business, and I was taking care of my disabled father, and in that sandwich generation and working. And I was like, I cannot be going to LA for meetings. So they were laying off a lot of people. I was not part of the layoff, but I just asked to be laid off. And then I went to work for the outplacement firm that was helping place the laid off workers. So I became a facilitator and trainer for DBM, and did that for a while. And then from there, ultimately leaped over to UCSD Extension. A friend said, "Hey, you got to come over here. I got a project for you." And then I made the move over to UCSD Extension.
Awesome. And you've worn a couple hats over at UCSD: student advising, internship coordinating, I'm sure training, all kinds of things. Talk about your time at UCSD.
Yeah, so I was fortunate to get to do lots of different things at UCSD. My main initial job was the manager of the business programs for international students. And that's how I had the privilege of meeting you and inviting you to come speak to my international students. And you got to have lots of my international students as your intern. So that was really fun. It's a wonderful population to work with, because they come here and they're so excited. And they appreciate everything about United States, and we get to look at where we live and what we do and through their eyes and through their excitement. So that was really fun. And then I did the same kind of thing for the domestic audience. I was providing career services for the domestic audience while at UCSD. So I got to work with both populations. So while at UCSD, I worked there for a couple of years. And then my husband got a job opportunity up in the Bay Area. So we picked up the family and moved up there for a couple of years. And I reinvented myself as a realtor, because I always felt like I wanted to expand my financial acumen. I didn't feel like I was really as financially savvy as I wanted to be. So I thought real estate was a good little vehicle to do that, because you have to teach people about mortgages and interest rates and taxes and the implications of this big purchase. So I did that for a couple of years, and we ultimately came back to San Diego. And after that, and I still remained a realtor. My husband was doing a startup, but that was during the Great Recession. So things got a little rocky for his startup, and rocky in real estate. So I was happy to, UCSD came a calling, and I was happy to go back to UCSD. So I was one of those that left, reinvented myself, came back. So it was great to be back there. And I ultimately retired from there at the end of 2021.
Got it. Yeah, you were back at UCSD for over 11 years. I want to ask Mindy, specifically, you mentioned a few minutes ago the seeing, our country through the eyes of these awesome students who, were here to learn and grow. Did that inform at all, a seed or a thought process around your current business by any chance?
I think, great question. I think it definitely did, because I was so excited to share our beautiful city with them and told them all these things they could do and to get out and learn about San Diego. And they were so excited to learn about San Diego and history and all of that. So I think that definitely planted a seed. But when I think about it, when I think, how did we really come up with this? It really went back to a TV show that we used to watch when we were in the thick of our busiest years. We were raising 3 kids. We were both working. We had a rental business, our side hustle. I was in the sandwich generation taking care of my dad. And we used to watch this show called The Good Life. And The Good Life was all about these people just busting out of the corporate cubicle and reinventing themselves and just designing a whole new life for themselves. And we said, someday we're going to do that. We're going to work together when we get to the golden years, when we can do that. And we're going to start our own business. But we really weren't sure what it was until we watched another show, which was Rick Steves, good old Rick Steves.
Yeah, love him.
Yes. And there he is touring around Europe, and he's in Italy, and he's telling people, hey, there's many ways to see the city. You can get you can do an audio tour, and you can have a PDF, and you can find your way around that way. And we thought, well, that's kind of cumbersome to have your face in your phone and then have a PDF. How do you enjoy the sights when your head's in the phone? So we thought, why not employ GPS technology to help people find their way around and see the sights and immerse themselves in storytelling and have a much richer experience. So from there, we found the platform VoiceMap out of South Africa, and we started producing tours on their website. So that's kind of how we came about to start Tour Freely.
I love it. That's awesome. So you started a technology business.
Yeah. We went and made our way into that world. And they had, been doing this all over the globe, these tours, but there was really nothing here in San Diego. So our first tour that we created was for La Jolla. Mm-hmm. And just to back up for a second, we decided to name the company Tour Freely because we felt like it's really important to define what the experience is through the name. And many times people go on tours with a tour guide and the maybe a boring tour guide, and then everybody has to stop because Susie has to go to the bathroom and John has to tie his shoe. And we thought, nobody wants to do that. People want to tour freely, and they are touring around La Jolla. They want to pull into the La Valencia Hotel and have a glass of champagne. And the GPS is going to know where you are, and it's going to pick up where you left off. So you can just stop as many times as you want. You can tour freely. So that's how we came up with the name.
I love it. That's so awesome. So it looks like you got started on this business about 3 years ago. When did you, it's an app, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when did you actually launch the app into the App Store? And is it both Android and iPhone?
Yes, it's Android and iPhone friendly. So the app is through the platform VoiceMap. So they've been around for many, many years. So we're using their platform, and they've been, having producers all over the globe creating tours for them. So we could just come. So when somebody wants to use our tour, they simply download the VoiceMap app, and then they select the tour, pay for the tour. And then at that point, they're good to go. They can put their phone in their pocket. They don't have to have their head in the phone. And they put their headphones on, and they experience the whole walking tour, through their headphones. We are now creating a driving tour, which will be, the same experience, except they're going to be driving around San Diego. So we're in the process of creating that right now.
Awesome. That's great. So how has it been? I have to ask, because, you've been thinking about this long time, starting a business with your husband, retiring. How has it been working with your spouse?
Well, yeah, you're sort of hinting at it. We really have to do a lot of talking around that to make sure we're not stepping on each other's toes. We really sort of have to define the roles, and that helps. And make some rules of the road here, because he's a true introvert and really likes to to be in his own world, and I'm more of the extrovert, so we have to be very sensitive to each other. So there's been a little learning curve there, and really appreciating each other's talents that we bring to the table here. But it's something that we always thought we would do. So, and we thought, this is a time, neither one of us believed in retirement. We believed in re-careering and reinventing ourselves and doing it around something that we truly love. And we both have a love for, exploring new towns and getting out in the fresh air and walking around and really experiencing it. No better way to experience something than when you're on foot. There's a Ralph Emerson quote saying that live in the sunshine, swim in the sea, and drink in the wild air. And that's really what our tours are kind of all about. It's very experiential, outdoor experience. That's great.
I love it. Awesome. I mean, I love this idea, and what a perfect business, right? You get to do all the things that you love to do.
Exactly. It's so fun. And our other new tour, so we're finishing, I hope to finish our San Diego driving tour today, doing the recording for it. And then next, we've already created our Santa Barbara tour, but I've just got to record it. So then we get to, then we have to go up to Santa Barbara, and we have
so
to
terrible.
It's just a terrible life that we've created. So it's just, it's really fun. And that's what we envision for ourselves. We're in our third act in those golden years. And I'm here to tell your listeners that you can reinvent yourself. You can be entrepreneurial at any age, and you can be ladies who launch at in your 60s and your 70s. Why not?
I love that. Awesome. So your business is your passion and also your tax write-off. That's phenomenal.
Yes. You got it. You got it.
Brilliant. Mindy, is there anything that you've been doing this now for 3 years? You've launched, you're up and running. Is there any advice that you'd want to give other entrepreneurs, maybe who are in the early stages of leaning out? Something you learned maybe the hard way, or like, I wish somebody would have told me.
Gosh, I could probably lots of things.
Many.
Lots of things would come to mind.
Of course.
Definitely make sure that it's centered around your passion, as we've talked about. Like, make joy your GPS and really follow that, and really take the time to define your unique marketing proposition. Like, what is unique and special about your business, and stay very, very focused on that to get it out there. And also really consider the old guerrilla grassroots marketing, because you don't want to spend a lot of money in your beginning stages. You really want to use everything that's out there that you can do to get the word out online and face to face in my business, to get the word out without a lot of capital outlay in the beginning.
And how did you do that, Mindy? How did you get the word out?
Well, we really launched in 2020, and that was right during, oh my gosh, COVID Central. And so I had to get the word out. I had just built this, we were in the La Jolla Light, and we were featured in there. And then we were working with Promote La Jolla, another group. So we were really getting some momentum going. And then everything just went poof, But then I thought, well, wait a minute, this business is perfect for a pandemic. You can go out by yourself. You can go out with the person you live in your house with. You each have your headphones on. You walk around. It's perfectly pandemic safe, So we started blogging a lot during that time. But ultimately, when things lightened up with COVID, I got out to the hotels and started talking to the concierge and getting the word out that way. And, some hotels were like, wow, this is awesome. Is it okay if we let every guest know about this tour? I'm like, yes.
Yes, that's the point.
So anyway, so it's been fun. It's really a lot of fun actually doing the marketing. And that's what I say. If you start a tour at this stage of your life, it's got to be fun. And that's what we told that's how, when you going back to that question about getting along with your husband, I said, we've got to keep this fun the entire time. Any second this is no longer fun, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I love it. Great mantra to have.
Yes.
So
yes.
Mindy, what's next for the business? Where are you? Well, you did Santa Barbara. You're going to be releasing that. What are some of the other things you're looking forward to?
So yeah, we have published right now. We have La Jolla and Sunset Strip. We will soon have our driving tour of San Diego. We will soon have our Santa Barbara tour. We also want to get the word out that we can create tours for any organization. For instance, I contacted UCSD. They have a lot of art installations on the campus, but if you want to find your way around the campus and look at those art installations, you have to proceed with a PDF. Well, guess what? A lot of people get lost.
Yeah.
So I said, we could make this tour for you and do it in a GPS format, and people will actually find your art installations. So we want to get the word out that we can do that for organizations that need that. Also, it's a great gift that companies can give their employees. It's very affordable. Our tours are anywhere from $6 to $10. So companies can buy tours in bulk and give them to their employees. So we want to sort of focus on that as well. We want to continue our marketing. We're on TripAdvisor, we're on Viator, and we want to continue getting the word out that our tour is not just for visitors, it's also for locals, because I guarantee you, you don't know everything about La Jolla or everything about the interesting history of San Diego. There's always something more to learn. So we want to really continue with all those efforts.
I love it. Awesome. Such a cool business concept, Mindy. I'm so proud of you and excited.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic.
You know the story about reinventing. You could tell a lot of career pivots on my road, just like you.
Exactly. What a lovely. I love it all the way around. Well, I mean, I can't wait to see it and dive in and learn more and download and check it out. Santa Barbara is on my list. So
excellent. Well, we will get busy and get that thing done. Yeah.
Fantastic. Awesome. Wonderful. Well, Mindy, if our listeners want to get in touch with you, want to learn more about the platform, what's the best way for them to do that?
They can come directly to our website at tourfreely.com. They can email me at mindy@tourfreely.com. We have a Tour Freely page on LinkedIn. We have a Tour Freely page on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel and Instagram, but we haven't done too much with that. But we look forward to building that out as time passes. So lots of ways to get a hold of us.
Easy to find. I love it. Wonderful. Well, Mindy, thank you so much for your time. It's really been, I've known you for a long time, but I haven't really known a lot about your backstory. So it's really been lovely to get to know you more.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much. This has been a sheer joy, and you keep up all your important work. Appreciate all that you do.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you for joining this week's episode of Flight Club, sponsored by Hera Hub. We look forward to sharing more success stories with you soon.